Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you see me? I did have visual there this time, but can you hear us?
And can they hear me? Because we're doing this a very
unique and different
band-aided way.
We are.
Yes, it's quite band-aided today.
So please,
anybody let us know, everybody.
Let us know. Yeah. Got about 5 watching, so we'll wait and hear if we see or hear or anything. Yes and yes.
Yes, and yes. Look at this. Look at this. Jolyn says yes.
And then yes. And then she said yes. So you can hear Heather and Michael. So just type both, that you can hear both.
That would be nice.
That's all we care about. Yeah. Okay, good. I'm glad because we band-aided our way here.
Yeah, and both of you. Yes, she said both of you.
Awesome.
Okay, great. Thank you for that, Jolyn. So what's interesting is the settings. You know, Michael knows this stuff, right? And he goes, "That shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be working like that." So
I know, especially when it comes to sound, obviously, because that's my biggest issue. I think a lot of times is me. Hey, where are you from? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cover you up there. Where are you from? Country, city, state, etc.
Jolyn is
low country.
I mean,
South Carolina.
How many times is Jolyn the first one? Like, we should go back and look. I think it's
her or Ron.
Contest.
Her or Ron. I think. Ron, yeah, they either jump in the first one, so that is true.
And Donna is here. Only happy to see Jolyn. No, has no desire to say hello to us whatsoever.
I get it. Sometimes we have that effect. I understand.
Diane Bush is here.
Hey, and look, she got a little member on her little name badge there. I love it. Excellent. Right. I love the name badge part of it. It's cool. So awesome. Thank you
Bob,
so much.
Bob, also a member of the YouTube channel,
Bob.
Says, "Here's my wish that all of you on the East Coast are safe." Thank you.
There you go. That was very kind. Very nice.
And Diane Bush is in Ohio. Thanks for popping in, Diane. We're glad you made it.
Absolutely. 100%. Yep. Love it. Love having you guys come in and see us. Oh, what the topic? We got a heck of a topic. Now, this one, I did this one on purpose to confuse everybody. The topic
you intentionally confused the audience.
Is anyone home? That's right. I did. This one is
knock, knock.
Talking specifically today about the Google Home app. Now we can venture on from that. There you go. Southeast Florida. All good here. Yep. There you go. Excellent. This is the app specifically because they're making lots of changes to that app. So if you're a G product user, I'm sorry, I already said the word once, but I know, but
you got it. Yeah.
If you're a G product user, then you probably have this app. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about because they're trying to improve it. And some of you have Nest devices, etc., and all that kind of stuff. So let's get rocking and rolling because there's a lot of things that I want to put up on screen and show you and talk about. You can venture on to your own thing. And if you want to add something or if you have a topic that's driven toward this or not necessarily the app, we'll listen to whatever because we're here for you guys. All right. The biggest thing that I gathered out of a G product user, that's right. There you go. Greetings from all. Hello, Mike. There you go from Niagara Falls. Improved camera experience. I think this is the biggest thing that they really tried to focus on. And I know that they used to be part of the Nest app, etc. And they tried to bring those. They're trying to more and more to bring all of those things, as many things as they can, all together and make that experience a lot better. Supposedly, now I don't have the app, and we'll talk about that a little bit later too. But supposedly that's what they're gearing toward. Now, another thing, this is a highly requested thing. The G Home app for computer. They'll actually have the app where it's available from a web-based version of it. So you can access and mostly see your cameras, I think is the main thing. It won't have all functionality. And it may have routines and stuff like that. I haven't seen it. I mean, Heather, have you seen it at all? Or does it kind of?
No, I didn't see any images, just alluded to it kind of in an article that I was reading about yesterday. And then, like Jolyn said, she's been reading about this today too. So I think, I don't know if we were looking at the same article, but I'm going to be sharing that in the chat here in a second, the article that I was reading. Yeah, it just alludes to it. It just says basically they want to be able to give you more control in one location as opposed to having to have multiple apps on whatever device you're using in order to be able to access all the different products in your home, in your smart home. Truly trying to make it a smart home.
Yeah, exactly.
A smarter home means
smarter.
a little more control, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, yep, there we go. Hey,
Chris,
what's up? How are you? How are you, sir? Yeah, no kidding. Awesome to see you. And camera settings are all right in front of you. So this is one thing that I saw in a little bit of a demonstration of this. Is really quite cool. A lot of the settings are right there. If you're on a camera, all those functions, instead of having to go back and forward and all these different menus and things like that. Oh, look at that.
Oh, check that out.
Oh, how awesome is that? Thank you oh so very much. Look at there. Oh,
that's
awesome.
Cool. When did you add the cheering and screaming and
I've
voices?
I've added that for a while.
Okay, that's the first time I've heard it.
So. I gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
pretty cool.
Well, I might not have had the sound set right. You know me.
Sure.
And they now have spaces. Of course they do, right, Heather?
Yeah, we're not going to go there.
So you can add spaces instead of rooms. So each device in your home could be in multiple spaces. Now,
this is good. This is actually really good because if you've utilized smart devices in your home, you've noticed that probably that you can put a speaker in one room, but you can't utilize it in any other room. With spaces, you'll be able to mix and match a little bit or something
multiple
like that.
Cameras, everything. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. It's really kind of cool. It's really kind of neat. Now go ahead.
I was just going to say, you might be wondering, now, why the heck would I do that, right? I will tell you a use case where I found it very difficult was when I only wanted to have a couple of speakers on that I was like broadcasting music to, for example. I could not do it to the two separate speakers that I wanted them to do it in. I had to do it to the rooms. So it's very frustrating when it's like, no, I just want that speaker on. I don't want the one that's over by his computer on, So anyway, just kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
No, great point. Excellent point too.
Hi, Eileen.
Hello, Eileen. How are you? So cameras and lighting and Wi-Fi spaces. These are three that are going to be included in the demo that I saw. You will not be able to create your own for about a year. They're working on that to where you can implement and make your own, but hopefully you can modify these or whatever and make them how you want them and where you want them, that kind of thing, and do it that way. Hopefully. We'll see. I mean, we'll see when it comes out. Like I said, I saw a demo, so that was it. One thing is super, super cool that I think is going to be amazing is there's a little plus sign down in the bottom middle. It's brand new. It's called the Automations tab. And two cool things that I saw that are coming with that. And one, we already have time to condition, like you have certain things that happen at a certain time, but motion sensors. If I'm walking in the hall, I want a light to come on. So that's interesting to see how it works and how quick it is and etc. All that takes time, because sometimes even when you tell your device to turn a light on, sometimes there's a little delay there and takes some time. So you may have already walked all the way through that room by the time it actually comes on. So we'll see. I mean, it's interesting that they're adding these kind of things.
It is interesting that you mentioned that, because I feel on some level like we are in the Jetsons future we all dreamed of as little kids on Saturday mornings, right? But then at the same time, it's so irritating sometimes when something does not work, like, hey, G, turn on the light, and it's, I'm sorry, I don't know which light you want me to do. So yeah.
Or even worse, to me, in my opinion, I always send feedback, and I'll explain that to you in just a second too. I always tell my device like to turn on the living room TV. And she says, I don't recognize that device, or I don't know which device you're talking about. I said, well, you did yesterday. And then I'll do it. Then I'll do it an hour later, and it recognizes it. That's so frustrating to me. So I'm like, what, did you forget? Anyway, so no. So yeah, definitely send feedback. So to do that, you would say, okay, G, send feedback. And then she'll say some comment like, what do we need to work on? Or, okay, let us know what do we need to work on? And then you give a long description, as descriptive as you can be in what you are looking for or wanting or desiring. And then it takes that. So, okay, we'll work on that. Maybe never. No, I'm just kidding.
As a little aside from Michael.
That's right. And then if you are a coder, okay, so if you are into coding, you can create your own script for routines. They're opening it up to people to where you can write actual script. Now, this is some time off.
That's coming in 2023. That's not happening in the next 2 weeks. So
exactly,
no worries there.
And it's interesting that, how do you make that work? Exactly. Yeah. Proximity sensors are coming. There you go. Yep. And Dr. Stewart, good to see you, sir. Welcome. And with all that, I'm going to quickly go into this next one because I think it ties into, even though we're focusing on the home app today, I'm going to talk about a thing that's coming that I want to really talk about because it's going to affect a lot of things. If you use this, you may not even use this, but it's the Nest Wi-Fi Pro. It's the next Wi-Fi, G's Wi-Fi that they've come out with, and it's really super cool. It's got a couple things. Let's just go over it. 2 ports. They have 2 ports in the back, so now you can always connect one thing wired in there, and all of the different, instead of having access points and a router, they all can be the router. So now you don't have to distinguish one over the other. You can have this one as the router and these other 5, 2, 3, however many you have as the points, the access points. And then with 3 devices, you can control up to 300 products, which is way more than the A1. I won't set everybody's device off on that. The Amazon's A1, which they're just behind on that part of it. But
so we're talking about Wi-Fi mesh, sort of a coverage of your home, right? Like
yes.
These are the Wi-Fi coverages of your home, not necessarily getting Wi-Fi wireless access, like internet access. That's a different, like you have to get that from a program within your area, right?
Yeah, right. You would have to have a modem. Yeah. A modem brings that in, and then from your modem to this router. Instead of having a modem router combo, you would have just a modem or something like that from your company, whatever that device is. And then from that modem, there's a wire that goes into this router. So yes, that's a great point. Yep. One thing is unfortunate about this device. Unfortunately, there's no back. So if I have 5 devices in my house, I have to get all new devices. It's not backwards compatible because one of the big reasons it has Wi-Fi 6E. It's a new faster speed, 6 gigahertz and more reliable. Go ahead.
And when you're saying all new devices, you're still talking about the points. You're not talking about having to get a new cell phone and a new tablet and all those Wi-Fi devices. You're talking about the points, the mesh.
Yeah,
we called it the G mesh when I bought it. It was the mesh, but
yeah, there's an old one. That's the old one. This is the oldest one. Then they had a more rounded one that came out,
which is the one I have. Version. Yep.
And then now they have, it's a real shiny one. It's real shiny. So shiny and new. So yes, just those devices, you would have to get that whole mesh. And I think the 3, if you buy 3, it's $299 or $399. I can't remember, but anyway,
about the same price
US,
as it was when the other ones came out.
Yeah, US. So in Canada, it's $1,000. And then so recap. Basically, the new app has a lot more control. It's bringing all the control into one app. They're really trying to bring that back because when they took over Nest and everything, you have a Nest app, you have this app, and trying to tie those two and use those both. Oh, using both of those, it's just kind of crazy. So
it's
really,
a
they're trying
nightmare.
to pull it. Yeah.
It's a little bit of a nightmare. I think one thing we didn't mention was favorites too. Favorites is another thing that they're adding where you can, like everybody in my home likes different things about the home, smart home devices. And for me, like the thermostat is the one that I go to all the time. And so you can have like a favorites tab where you just go to the same devices every time. I thought that was kind of interesting. But then like the spaces you were talking about, that's not coming till next year. and I don't remember what the other thing I was going to say, but that so I am
coding.
Go ahead.
The coding.
Yes, that also is coming next year. Yeah, yeah. So I do have an article that I read about this from Google that I think would be good for everybody to see. I'm going to go ahead and put it into the comments.
Awesome.
For everybody, will that be okay with you?
Yeah, 100%. Do it.
All right, we'll put it out there. If you're watching on Facebook, unfortunately, you don't get those comments, but head on over to YouTube and check out the video there, because that's how Michael gets paid.
Yeah. There you go.
Speaking of getting paid, those of you who are members of the YouTube channel, we really do appreciate you. Thank you so much for your membership. And
means a lot.
We'd love to see you in the Backstage Pass if you're at the Tinkering with Tech community membership level, which is I believe is it $9.99? I think it's
yes, I believe it is. I believe it is.
And then I don't know if anybody else knows this or not, but the level below that, I believe, is $4.99. Actually gets you one of the daily tips. You have access to Monday daily tip every week, and then workshops are for the next level up, which is $14.99 a month. So those of you who are interested in joining the YouTube channel and supporting Michael and what he does, that is a great way to do that. It's all there at the blue join button on YouTube. So we'd love to have you join us, and we'll be at the Backstage Pass after this.
There you go. And actually, one thing I'm glad you brought it up, because I was actually thinking about this weekend. Oh, hey, April. Awesome to see you. Glad you stopped by. You're so awesome. Love. Right. As my granddaughter says, love. I love it. I think she's so sweet. Anyway, got distracted. I was actually thinking about doing a workshop on that home app, so you can kind of see some of the things that I do.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Using the
like
app.
Routines.
So, routines and different things, and just stuff that you can do. Like, like I can say, start my walk, and the downstairs TV comes on to Game of Thrones and whatever, just whatever. Yeah. Whatever you got to do. It's a lot of fun. It's really cool setting stuff up. Hey, thank you. Also, somebody put a star or a thumbs up. I saw a couple of those, and I see, I appreciate that. That was April actually put that star up there. So thank you for that. And I appreciate any thumbs up, any of that kind of stuff. So yes, I would love to see you, if you want to become a member at that higher level with the, backstage, not the backstage, with the workshops.
YouTube membership, the workshop level.
Yeah, the workshop
it's the
level.
Super Mega Ultimate Fan. I love the title of that.
I know. It's so cool. I'd love to have you about. So anybody who's out there, if you're rewatching this, because tomorrow, those of you that don't know, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, which I think is what your time, 7 a.m.?
Sure.
Something.
There's math involved. I'm just not ready to do that right now.
Watch all the new Google products that are coming out. There's a lot of new things. They got the Pixel Watch coming out. They have tablet they're going to talk about. I'm sure they're going to talk about the Pixel Bud Pro. Those things are absolutely amazing. I used them today. I use them every day now. They're so. If you could go watch as many reviews as you want, but the pass-through sound and just the quality and the connectivity, quickness, all that stuff, I would just totally. I'm just saying, and I've used the iPods. They weren't mine, so I didn't own them, but I did try them. I've tried all of the different things as far as fit, everything, and I have weird ears. I'm a big guy. When I do my walking, I tried the iPods ones and actually had one slip out. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did. I mean, it was just different for my ear. This is incredible. I've actually gone and ran outside and just felt totally comfortable. Still won't go to the restroom with it just because I don't want it falling. No, I'm kidding. That's a whole different. I gotta have some fun. All
right. And on that note, I think it's time to go to the Backstage Pass.
I love it. It's so funny. Yes, let's do that. Let's see. What's that?
That's funny. That's a funny idea she has for a future show. Us to do a spouse swap with our spouses.
Live stream when your husband and wife host this show for the game night show. I have no idea.
What's interesting is my husband would never do it.
Right. We've already
we have
talked
attempted.
about that.
We have attempted to bring him on, and yeah, there's one rare time where he came on a live stream.
Yeah, he came on, but he was not an independent individual contestant. He was with you as a guest.
No, he wasn't. No, he didn't even do the game show. He came on my art show.
Oh, is that what it
after
was?
After the wedding. Remember? After we renewed our vows, and that's it. And he would only do that because he got to brag about being so clever, surprising me with that. But anyway, yeah, he would never do it. Sorry, April.
All right, folks, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys as always every week. It's so awesome having you guys show up. And if you're rewatching this, please add to your comments, to the comments afterward. I'll see those. I'll respond to that. And Heather, as always, thank you so much. I always appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, everybody. Bye, all. Take care. We'll see you next time.